Hello, it is me again, FredRex2007 here, once again with another brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be putting up something a little bit new because I wanted to do this video for quite a while because I've seen everyone was doing this. So today's video is going to be the me ranking all the Friday the 13th movies. Since I now watch every single one of them, I can now tell you what I think in every moment of them. And since it's now October, we can just ignore the fact about, we can just ignore everything and what's going on to this world of 2020 and just relax about Halloween is already here, already around. October is always the favorite time of the, like the best time of the year, in my opinion. Well, clearly it's everyone's favorite time of the year too. I hope you guys are into that stuff. So today's video I'm going to be showing my ranking of all the Friday the 13th movies. So let's get on with it. Alright, just to let you know, this is all 12 of the movies, and including, there's going to be a new movie coming out soon because the license is already showing up, hopefully, I think. They're going to put up a new movie, finally a new Friday the 13th movie, and there's going to be a new fan film called Never Hike in the Snow, which is very cool. So anyways, so it gets to number 12. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So let me tell you about this. I really do not like this. I don't like the things about this movie. I really do not like this movie. I hate it so much, and it could have been a whole lot better. Like, Paramount should have just fixed a few things around in the movie and just make it a whole lot different and make it a whole lot of better film. You know what I mean? Because Friday the 13th Part 8, it should be something that, you know, since they already put up the idea about taking Jason to a big city like New York City back at the time. Because, you know, they're going to be changing a few things. They want to take Jason somewhere because they're tired of keeping him into the Crystal Lake area, you know, Camp Crystal Lake always. But in New York, it didn't go so well because, you know, they just didn't have enough of a big budget at the time because Paramount, they were making most of the movie just taking place in a boat. It could have been just called Jason Takes a Boat, honestly, because it should never been called Jason Takes Manhattan. It should be Takes a Boat, you know. And the characters in the movie were just so pointless. Like, every one of them just got killed off, except the final girl, you know. But she was so pointless. There's nothing used to her around the movie. She's just nothing to me. And I do like the way how it has some popular moments, like the last few minutes in the end of the movie when Jason is in Times Square, you know, and he's messing around with those few punks, you know. Good stuff, but the rest of everything in that movie is just terrible. Alright, so just moving on. Number 11, it is Jason X. So, yeah, this is basically a fun movie. I do enjoy this movie, but I also hate it at the same time because it's kind of stupid how someone can screw up a popular horror franchise by taking a popular slasher or whatever into space, and it just goes downhill very quickly. But this movie is basically just full out just terribleness, but it's also very fun, you know? It's just something they have to put up a different Friday the 13th movie before they get into, you know, filming Freddy vs. Jason. But with this movie, it's awful, but, you know, it's like Terminator style. You know, they made Jason to become like just like a cyborg Terminator style Jason, like we always call Uber Jason. And the characters are very dumb. Very, very dumb. I mean, it's just really, and the futuristic spaceships, the CGI, it just looks bad. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to say about Jason X, so there it is. Number 10, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. I really wanted to like this movie, I really do, but when New Line Cinema was bringing up to the movie, it did have a few cool kills. The Jason design is a little bit off, but whatever. And the characters are decent. And some of the dialogue is pretty weird, you know, it's like, what? And including if you would wanted to watch the unrated version, it's still pretty crappy in my opinion, but you can still see all the graphical, nasty kills around the movie. And the thing that disappointed me, there wasn't enough Jason in it, because he was apparently just become some demon that's possessing people, you know? And it gets to the ending of the movie when Freddy's hand comes out of the ground and grabs Jason's mask, you know, when he's in hell, you know? So yeah, there's nothing to say about Jason Goes to Hell, honestly, so this could have been a lot better film if it was made different, so I was disappointed in this movie, like, I just don't know why, I just don't like it. Oh, Okay, number 9 it is Friday the 13th, the remake, 2009. I just don't know what to say. There's nothing that much to say about the movie. There's a few different things. It's literally part 1, part 2 mixed with part 1, part 1 to part 3 mixed together, and it just has some characters that just act like total douchebags sometimes, you know. And it has the main character, like the main girl, you know, she's being kidnapped by Jason, like Jason's using her as a prisoner, which I thought it was pretty weird, but you know, something that's just new that probably some of the fans would like. And even when I watched the killer cut version, it was just very uncomfortable. I do not like it at all. Very, very bad. I just don't like it. I just feel like I never want to see the killer cut again. I just want to see the regular cut, please. But Jason's design was okay. They put up a sumo, like a wrestler, you know, to be as Jason. You know, Michael Bay, like, he always puts up this kind of stuff in his movies. And even when he, like, wrote the script, I forgot what he did in the movie. I think he directed it, I guess. Or he probably actually produced it. Who knows? Screenplayed it? I don't know. But, you know, it's just it is what it is. So, yeah, Friday the 13th, the remake, 2009. Alright, number 8. It is Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. This is not one of my least favorites. Well, it's like one of my middle favorites, you know. It has some problems, but the rest of it has some good in it. I did enjoy it. Like, even though I watched the movie twice, I watched it for the first time, I hated it. I thought it was very bad, but after watching it for the second time, it did have it did pretty much have some good in it. And I did like, and it's pretty cool how someone else is actually taking over Jason's job, you know, Roy Jason, the imposter Jason. And he's doing like the most graphic kills than Jason, honestly. Well, actually, he's doing more kills than the real Jason did. And having adult Tommy Jarvis is actually pretty cool, and he's actually, you know, being taken care of because he was scarred by murdering Jason when he was a child, you know. So yeah, and even when the characters, like, some of the dialogue is just so crappy, and even the characters are crazy. Like, some of the characters are are just pretty nuts, you know, around the movie, that's what it is. And even when that punk girl was doing the robot dance in her room with that popular song, yeah, it's actually it's just very weird, but it's also good at the same time. Like, it is what it is. Alright, number 7, it is Friday the 13th, part 3 in 3D. I pretty much liked this movie a little bit, but also was disappointed at the same time, because it's supposed to have, you know, Jason showing up with his popular hockey mask, you know, showing up with that hockey mask on. And even when the characters are pretty much just solid, you know, it has very solid characters in the movie, like the stoners and some of the couples. But anyways, the movie is actually just good. It's just good. There's nothing bad about it. So it's just the 3D gimmicks, like the 3D shots around the movie are just pretty bad. You know, they're just trying to make it up, just make it look awesome, you know, when it's in 3D mode. Yeah, it's just nothing much about it, but it did make a lot of money. Like, it just hit the box office records. Like critics back in the day, like, really hated those movies, but the fans love it since the movie came out. So yeah, when it just made a lot of money, they end up making a lot more movies. Like, Paramount's still so embarrassed about it, honestly. So yeah, that was Friday the 13th Part 3. Number 6 is Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 6. Yes. Yeah, this movie's actually pretty good. I actually did like it. Like, it's basically, like, surprisingly, it became everyone's most favorite Friday the 13th movie. But even though it didn't have enough, you know, a lot of good stuff in a Friday the 13th movie, but it was good for what it was. Like, the Jason's design was cool, the characters were very solid, good dialogue, good story. Because, you know, one of the popular quotes saying, wherever the red dot goes, you bang, you know what I mean? And some of the kills are actually really good. And it's very cool how Jason comes back as a zombie, like being undead, you know? Really cool. I definitely like the movie. Not one of my favorites though, but you know, it's like one of my little middle favorites. Alright, number 5. It is Friday the 13th Part 2. So, honestly, I actually really like the movie, even though that it has a lot of hate from everyone because, you know, Jason has a potato sack, but it's way before the hockey mask was a thing. And the characters were actually really good, like very talented actors and actresses. Like, some of them are pretty much memorable. The kills were very memorable. Like, one of them is like having, you know, the couple in the bed and having, you know, Jason turn them into a shish kebab. is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I do like the way how Jason having, you know, his mother's head inside of his cabin, even though we never gonna see the cabin again until like a future movie, I guess, because it's been a long time since we've seen Jason's cabin. And even Pamela Voorhees' head, like, where is her head? You know what I mean? So yeah, this is actually a really good, I thought it was a pretty good solid sequel after the first movie, so yeah, I actually did like this movie. And number 4, it is Freddy vs. Jason. The thing about this movie, I actually really love the fights. I love the way how Freddy and Jason starts killing each other, you know, even though I do wanted Freddy to win, sort of, but at the same time I wanted Jason to win, because everyone wanted Jason to win, always. So 2003, it was made in 2003. It should have gotten made in around like 93 or 94, like after the events of like Jason Goes to Hell, because like, Jason Goes to Hell was 93, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's actually it's a good movie, but the thing that turns down the movie is like, it's really bad CGI effects, really bad choice of young casting, like the dumb teens were really bad, and even the filmography is really bad, pretty bad, because everything's just, you know, like the director Ronnie Yu, he really wants the movie to make it feel Freddy vs. Jason feel. I mean, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman feel, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was Freddy vs. Jason. Number 3, it is Friday the 13th Part 1, the original. So even though there's a lot of people hating on it because, you know, it's just nothing much, it's pretty much just has, you know, it was a low budget horror movie at the time, even when the characters, the choice of casting was pretty bad, including when Betsy Palmer did some bad acting. But even though, like, Betsy Palmer was a really good casting choice to be as Jason's mother, you know, Pamela Voorhees, but, you know, I respect the movie so much, even though it's actually, you know, the one that started it all, you know, I really like this movie. So that's what I'm gonna have to say about Part 1. Number 2, it is Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. I really like this movie, even though, and the thing is, like, everyone loves this movie also, like, on everyone's number 2, like, on their top 3 favorite Friday the 13th movie list. I really like the movie too. I like the Jason look, I love the choice of casting in the movie, you know, and even young Corey Feldman was in the movie. Like, that's awesome. So yeah, we all love Corey Feldman. And the kills are very memorable, the characters are just memorable. It's just full out 80s-ness, you know, and even the guy that was George McFly, you know, he did the cheesy dance in that scene. It's very fun, but very bad that's fun, you know. It's a great film, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just a great film. Like, even that Tom Savini did the great practical effects in the movie, like the kill effects, like, they're just great, you know. It's just full out, just amazing. And number 1 on my ranking, it is Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. So the reasons why I love this movie so much is clearly the Jason design. Even when Kane Hodder became, you know, like his first, it's the movie that he was actually in first, you know, the first Jason that he was being as in Part 7, all the way until Part 10. So yeah, I love the Jason. The kills would have been great if they really did show the bloody effects, but even though they had to turn it down. And the teenagers around the movie, even like the main character Tina, she's very similar to Carrie because she has telekinetic powers, even when they called the movie Jason versus Carrie, obviously, because it's actually like Carrie's fighting Jason, you know. And so yeah, the kills were pretty disappointing because they should never cut the scenes, they should never cut away the bloody scenes. And the ending was a bit disappointing to having Tina's father looking normal, jumping out of the water and just grab Jason, you know. He should have been a corpse, you know. So yeah, throughout those problems, but either way, it was a great movie. I thought it was a really good one. So yeah, Friday the 13th Part 7, there it is. So yeah, that was my ranking of the Friday the 13th franchise. I hope you all enjoyed this video and have a safe and happy Halloween, and stay tuned for more of my content, okay? There's a lot more on the way. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, rate, and subscribe. That's all I'm gonna have to say. So like the video and subscribe if you want. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So have a great October. Take care.